Imagine a world where the richest people barely pay taxes, while the rest of us struggle under the weight of financial burdens. Now what if I told you this isn't just a conspiracy theory, it's a reality? From Silicon Valley tycoons to Wall Street moguls, billionaires have perfected the art of tax evasion through a labyrinth of loopholes, offshore accounts, and legal tricks that keep their fortunes intact, while the average taxpayer foots the bill. But how do they do it? And more importantly, why is it all perfectly legal? Today we're exposing the billionaire tax evasion playbook, the dark secrets that allow the ultra-wealthy to hide billions in plain sight. Step 1. The offshore maze. How billionaires use tax havens. If you've ever wondered why billionaires own homes in the Cayman Islands, Switzerland, or the British Virgin Islands, the answer is simple. Taxes. These locations aren't just vacation hotspots. They're financial black holes where money disappears, free from government scrutiny. How it works. Billionaires move their money into offshore shell companies. These companies exist only on paper, no employees, no products, no offices. Because these countries have little to no corporate tax, the billionaire's wealth stays protected. But here's the shocking part. These offshore accounts aren't illegal. They operate in a legal gray area, designed by the very politicians funded by billionaire money. Real-life example, the Panama Papers. In 2016, a massive leak known as the Panama Papers exposed how politicians, celebrities, and billionaires secretly stashed money in tax havens. Over 11.5 million leaked documents revealed hidden accounts linked to global elites. Some of the biggest names included Iceland's Prime Minister, Russian President Vladimir Putin's associates, and corporate executives worldwide. Yet, despite the public outrage, almost no one went to jail. Why? Because the system is built to protect the rich. The rise of double Irish and Dutch sandwich. Two infamous tax strategies, the double Irish and Dutch sandwich, have allowed multinational corporations like Google and Apple to shift billions of dollars in profits to low-tax jurisdictions. By routing profits through Ireland and the Netherlands before landing them in Caribbean tax havens, these companies drastically reduce their tax obligations while technically staying within legal bounds. The Paradise Papers, a sequel to Panama. Following the Panama Papers, the Paradise Papers leak in 2017 further uncovered the extent of offshore financial secrecy. High-profile figures like Queen Elizabeth II, Bono from U2, and Apple were implicated, revealing how the wealthy used Bermuda and other havens to shelter assets. The leaks demonstrated that even after global outrage, the offshore industry remained alive and well. Step 2. The charity loophole. How billionaires use philanthropy to dodge taxes. You've probably seen billionaires donating millions to charities. It looks noble, right? But what if I told you that philanthropy is actually a tax evasion strategy? The trick billionaires set up private foundations under their names. They donate money to these foundations. But here's the catch. They still control the money. Because donations are tax deductible, they reduce their taxable income to nearly zero. Case study, the Gates Foundation. Bill Gates has donated over $50 billion through the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, making him one of the world's most generous philanthropists. However, what few realize is that these funds are strategically placed in tax-free investment vehicles growing in value. These foundations don't just fund good causes, they allow billionaires to shield their wealth while appearing generous. Mark Zuckerberg and the Chan Zuckerberg Initiative. In 2015, Mark Zuckerberg pledged to donate 99% of his Facebook shares to the Chan Zuckerberg Initiative, CZI, a limited liability company, LLC, rather than a traditional non-profit foundation. This structure allows Zuckerberg to maintain control over how the funds are spent and even invest in for-profit ventures, all while reaping substantial tax benefits. The Sackler family and philanthropy washing. The Sackler family, known for their role in the opioid crisis through Purdue Pharma, donated millions to prestigious institutions like the Metropolitan Museum of Art and Harvard University. These donations not only provided tax breaks but also helped rehabilitate their public image, a strategy now criticized as philanthropy washing. Step 3. The stock market loophole. Borrowing against wealth, not income. Most people earn wages. Billionaires, on the other hand, don't take a salary at all. Why? Because salaries are taxable. Instead, they accumulate wealth through stocks, and stocks aren't taxed until they're sold. The trick: instead of selling stocks, which would trigger taxes, billionaires borrow against them. Banks lend them billions at ultra-low interest rates because their assets act as collateral. The billionaire gets tax-free cash while their wealth continues to grow. Elon Musk, for instance, lives off loans, avoiding traditional income taxes completely. He once sold $11 billion in Tesla stock, but only after tweeting about it, creating the illusion that he was finally paying taxes. In reality, he had already benefited for years without paying a cent. Despite being one of the richest men in the world, Warren Buffett famously admitted that he pays a lower tax rate than his secretary. By relying on investment income and avoiding selling his shares, Buffett minimizes his taxable income, highlighting the stark contrast between how the wealthy and working class are taxed. This strategy allows billionaires to buy appreciating assets, borrow against them tax-free during their lifetime, and then, upon death, pass them on to heirs with a stepped-up basis, meaning no capital gains tax is ever paid. This cycle perpetuates generational wealth while completely avoiding taxation. The result? Billionaires grow richer, while everyday people struggle to get by. Step 4: The trust fund game: how billionaires keep wealth in the family. You've heard of trust fund kids, but do you know how billionaires pass down billions without paying estate taxes? The trick? They put their money into dynastic trust funds which delay taxes for generations. These trusts allow wealth to grow tax-free, sometimes forever. By the time taxes are due, new loopholes allow the next generation to dodge them again. It's why the Rockefeller family still controls billions, despite John D. Rockefeller dying over 80 years ago. By structuring wealth through perpetual trusts, dynastic families ensure their fortunes last indefinitely. The Walton family, heirs to the Walmart fortune, have used similar trust structures to retain their wealth. By transferring stock into irrevocable trusts, they've managed to avoid estate taxes and maintain control over Walmart, one of the largest corporations in the world. These trusts allow assets to skip a generation, passing directly from grandparents to grandchildren, thereby avoiding estate taxes twice. This legal trick ensures that wealth remains untouched by taxation for multiple generations. Step 5: Political influence: why billionaires will never be stopped. If you're wondering why governments allow billionaires to dodge taxes, the answer is simple. Billionaires fund political campaigns. They lobby for tax laws that benefit the rich. They own media outlets that control the narrative. In the US, for example, massive corporations like Amazon and Apple pay zero federal taxes. How? By using the very loopholes their lobbyists helped create. Amazon, one of the world's biggest companies, paid zero federal income tax in 2018, despite reporting over $11 billion in profits. How? Exploiting tax credits for research and development, offsetting profits through stock-based compensation, using offshore subsidiaries to shift profits. The Citizens United Supreme Court decision in 2010 allowed unlimited political contributions from corporations and wealthy individuals, giving billionaires unprecedented influence over political outcomes. This dark money has shaped tax policies that overwhelmingly benefit the rich, making meaningful reform nearly impossible. Billionaires like Rupert Murdoch, owner of Fox News, and Jeff Bezos, owner of The Washington Post, wield immense power over public discourse. By controlling major media outlets, they can influence public opinion and downplay calls for tax reforms, ensuring the status quo remains unchallenged. Every time a new tax law threatens the rich, billionaire-backed politicians shut it down. The shocking conclusion: what can be done? So, if the system is rigged in favor of billionaires, is there any way to change it? Governments could close these loopholes, but history has shown that the wealthy will always find new ways to game the system. Some solutions include implementing a global minimum tax to prevent offshore tax havens, taxing wealth, not just income, so billionaires contribute fairly, eliminating loopholes that allow perpetual trust funds and stock-based borrowing, increasing transparency in political donations to reduce billionaire influence on policymaking, closing the stepped-up basis loophole to ensure that inherited assets are properly taxed. But will billionaires ever let that happen? Unlikely. Until then, the billionaire tax evasion playbook remains one of the greatest financial heists in history, happening right in front of our eyes. Now that you know their secrets, the question is, what are we going to do about it? If you found this deep dive insightful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more eye-opening content. Hit the notification bell so you never miss a video.